your breast cancer, I mean, how did you hear about it, and how did you feel when you first learned about it? What was your life during that period of time?
So my mother died of breast cancer when I just turned 17. But I never thought, people are always like, so you feel like you're going to get cancer? I was like, no, I never ever felt that I was going to get cancer. I was ate incredibly healthy. I took really good care of myself, and I just didn't think it was going to happen to me. And because I don't know what the age is in Taiwan for getting mammograms, but because my mother died of cancer at 40, I started getting mammograms. So I got a mammogram in my 40. Well, I started getting them when I was 40. And then when I was 46, I got a mammogram. And something called calcifications showed up on my left breast. And the tech said 94% of the time, these calcifications are nothing. But because of your history, because the history you have, I want you to see a breast surgeon. And I was in the percentage that it was something. But it wasn't cancer, so it was something called DCIS, which is ductal carcinoma in situ. So I had a lumpectomy on my left breast. So no double mastectomy, a lumpectomy. And they wanted me to do radiation, and they wanted me to take tamoxifen. And I said no to both. Because for the radiation, I said, if I radiate my breasts and my cancer, I do get cancer, it's much harder to do plastic surgery on radiated breasts. That's just a fact. So they were all like, why would you say you're going to get cancer? I was like, I don't know. I just want to be prepared. So I had to, besides getting mammograms, I had to get an MRI. So I got an MRI 9 months later.
Wait, was that by choice, or they said, hey, you need to?
I was checked every 3 months.
Okay.
I was checked every 3 months. But 9 months later, I got an MRI, and I had cancer on the other breast.
Oh my gosh.
Cancer on the other breast. So in that moment, I just made the choice. I was like, I want to get a double mastectomy because I didn't want to keep having to go through this. It's just, I was sitting in the doctor's office, and Dr. Hiotis who was my angel. I love her, and I'm still really close to her. She came in and she looked at me and she said, it is cancer. And my best girlfriend at the time was with me, and she started crying. And I'm really an emotional person, and I just looked at her. I'm going to sound like an awful person. I go, shut the fuck up. No time for tears. We got to just get shit done. And that's not really my personality. My personality is more of the emotion. And in that moment, I was like, I want to get a double mastectomy. I don't know why, it just happened.
Yeah, I mean, I know I spoke to one of my friends in a different episode, and she also had breast cancer, but she handled her situation, quite differently. She didn't choose to have a mastectomy, and it's just interesting in certain circumstances. Like you just said, shut the fuck up in a way that it wasn't you, but it's like processing the thought and how it comes out is.
I think we have no idea. I think people can say they know how they're going to respond if they hear that information. I think we have no clue. I think we have absolutely no idea, because I'm shocked that I responded that way, because I loved my breasts. I had really, and I had a great plastic surgeon, but I had really beautiful breasts. Not that it makes a difference if you have beautiful breasts or not. It's painful to lose your breasts, but it was, yeah, I just felt like it was the right decision for me.
So you had a plastic surgery, but you mean that prior to the cancer, you already had plastic surgery?
No, I never had.
Okay, so those were your natural boobs from, for me, it's like I have no breasts. So, I mean, whether I'm thinking about, not because of cancer, but so for me, breasts are not that important, although I would say that having a little breast is still a sign of me, at least, that I'm a woman and stuff. But why were your breasts so important to you that you did, yeah. I mean, you had beautiful breasts.
I did.
You're attached to your breasts.
I was.
Was it because your breasts always gave you self-confidence in yourself, or self-identity? I think
that I got a lot of attention from having, like, you know, being very like petite but chesty and having a really good body, and I just got a lot of attention from that. Yeah.
Was it always good attention?
For me, it was. For me, it was. For me, it was always good attention. But it's also, you know, it's your breasts. It's like no matter what, it's a part of your body. So to lose a part of your body. So I went to a great plastic surgeon, the hardest part for me, because he gave me really good implants. They made nipples out of my own skin, and then I got tattoos, but they're really tiny, and the tattoos. So I always think about getting new tattoos. Like there's something now you can get 3D tattoos.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was fascinating, right?
So you actually researched it to
Oh
see
yeah,
if there was something.
1000%. Oh yeah. Oh my.
Was this then or more recently?
Oh, throughout the time. Like, so that was like many years ago. And I keep thinking, but after I had so many surgeries that just the thought of like getting touched or doing anything was like, I just don't want to. But I still think about it. I still think about it. I still think about, like, you know, getting a beautiful tattoo to cover my scars. But I just can't make a commitment of what I'd want. That's the hard part, because you got to live with it all the time.
Yeah, that's true. So tattoos, I guess, are just a very personal choice. And for me, I guess growing up, my adopted parents were quite conservative, so I never really actually considered having that. But on your breasts, in terms of, you know, creating a look or covering a scar or something like that, I guess that's a different thought process anyway.
Yeah, and many women do. Many like survivors, they get the nipple tattoos, they get the 3D nipple tattoos, or they tattoo their breasts, and they're beautiful. Like I'll do, if I'm dating, excuse me, I'll do fake tattoos, just because it makes me feel more beautiful. So that's the thing I've learned, right? It's really not about the other person. It's about how I feel. I feel.
Are you dating somebody right now?
No.
No?
Absolutely.
Is that by choice, or is it just because the circumstance? Because oftentimes I think, you know, like for me, sometimes it's like nobody there. Nobody, maybe because I don't go to bars anymore and I don't go looking for it. But oftentimes, even when I was working abroad, the men that were available were either married or maybe they were after somebody way younger. So I don't know. Dating.
I haven't been on a date in a really long time, but I want, like, I'm making this commitment. I would like to start dating. So I'm putting it out there on the podcast. I would like to start dating. But it's the same thing. Like the people that I meet, married, that's never going to happen, right? And I'm with you. I don't go to bars. And if I go to a bar, everyone will be really, really young. So I feel like I don't like dating apps. I know a lot of people like them and use them and meet them, but I don't love them.
I know I have so many friends that are, you know, professional women that would go on it, and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, is it really that popular? But recently I just heard again that one of my other friends had found somebody that she's getting married, and I just
Same with my friend. I know people too.
In my mind, I just feel like, how does that happen? But if there's no choice, is it something that we have to resort to?
Maybe it's something, maybe we'll do it together while I'm here in Taiwan.
Yeah, maybe.
But I am, like, you know, I feel like because when I'm in Los Angeles, I don't drive, which is like absolutely crazy, right? I feel like if I did drive, maybe I would do dating apps. But because I don't drive, it's like I got to get in a car. I got to get an Uber. You know, it's a little harder for me. In New York, I feel like I probably would go on the apps because I could just like walk down the block and meet someone for coffee.
Yeah.
Like here, I could do that too because it's a walking metro city. I just have to find someone who speaks English.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's better if they don't. I don't know. Maybe it's better if they don't speak English.
Okay. Yeah, that's a possibility. So we're talking about dating though, and then like when you had your when you had found out you had cancer, were you dating at the time?
I was, and I was in a relationship at the time.
Oh,
and I
how
was
did
in a
that?
relationship with a man that I I hesitate to say this if he hears this, but I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with him. I thought I was going to marry him. So would I have made a different choice? I can't answer that in getting a double mastectomy. I don't know. But I was in a relationship, and he's still a very good friend of mine, and he was remarkable, and he was incredible. He was incredible. And we were together for 3 years after that. And like I say to people, we didn't break up because of my cancer. Sometimes relationships just don't work out.
Yeah.
But he was great.
Okay. So have you dated people? Well, you must have been dating people
tons.
since
Yes,
then.
yes, yes.
So how do you handle that?
Well, there's two ways. One is if people Google me, they'll know immediately because of my play nice tits. So if you Google me, and if people read, they'll go, the autobiographical story, blah, 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 blah. I have this theory. I don't think men Google women as much as women Google men.
That might be true because the first thing I do is I Google something.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And then I don't just Google. I do I do research because you know what I mean? I do. So maybe they'll Google me, but they won't read.
Right.
So they might not know. So and I grapple with this because I'm not going to tell someone until I feel it's the right time.
Had you had any sort of lasting relationship ever since your ex-boyfriend?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. But it's, and now I'm at the point that if someone doesn't want to be with me because of it,
yeah,
I was saved. Thank you. Because that's,
yeah.
then they don't have to be.